our selection, which is 14 yarns in total. And then we've got Happy 50. So if you're placing a bigger order, if you're spending more than $150, you can save 50% on our selection with the code HAPPY50. So welcome everyone. We're going to finish setting up here in the studio. We'll be with you in about 5 minutes. I can't wait. Who's ready for live shopping? Hi everyone! Welcome, and thank you for joining me today for this Hobbii happy hour. Hi. I can see loads of you are tuning in. I can see Jennifer saying hi from Fitchburg in Massachusetts. And I can see Jack saying hi, Louisa and Matt. Matt is, of course, here by my side as usual.
What's up?
We've got Penny joining us from Ohio. And loads of you slowly trickling in. Welcome, everyone. I hope you are doing well. I hope everything is cool where you are, both in the chill sense and in the other chill sense. It is freaking cold in Copenhagen, but we saw the sun today, so I don't want to complain too much because sunshine, I'll take it when I can get it these days. It's been Arctic. Like, it has been truly, it's been the kind of where it's like -5 Celsius, that is, but feels like -16, -18. I came home yesterday and realized that my hands are so incredibly dry. So yeah, that's what it's like in Copenhagen, and I hope that you are well. I hope that you are cozy and warm inside, hopefully. Lisa is saying aloha from Hawaii. Okay. No reason to show off. I'm sure it's lovely in Hawaii this time of year. I don't know actually, but I imagine it is. And Amanda is saying it's her first live shopping. Welcome, Amanda. That's amazing. We are a very fun bunch, if I may say so myself, and welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll explain a little bit how this works, just so you know as well, because you're new, and everyone who may be tuning in for the first time. For our live shopping, I will present you a selection of yarns today. I'll tell you all about them. I'll show you some ideas what you can make with them. I'll show you some, little close-ups of the yarn. Matt, show them the close-up. Matt, the close-up. Psst, 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 psst. I'll show you some close-ups of the yarn. And you can get all of the yarns in today's selection with a 40% discount if you use the code HAPPY40. However, because this is a special live shopping, we've got a second code active for you. If you're placing a bigger order, if you're treating yourself to a little bit more yarn, if you're maybe already planning your 2026 craft goals, we'll get to that in a sec, then you can use our code HAPPY50 on any order above $150. That same threshold applies to any local currency. So if you're shopping from Sweden, it's 1,500 Swedish kronor. So whatever $150 is in your local currency, roughly, that is the threshold to get 50% off our selection with the code HAPPY50. Important to note, both HAPPY40 and HAPPY50 apply exclusively to our live selection, so only to the yarns in our selection. They apply instead of the bulk discount, not on top of the bulk discount. And they are valid for 24 hours from when we started the stream. So from now on, you've got 24 hours to shop to your heart's content. That is how live shopping works. And of course, I will be happy to answer any questions you may have on the chat as well. This lovely page that Matt is showing you right now will be available to you if you are shopping from the US, from within the EU, or from the UK. If you are joining us from Sweden and Denmark, just a little heads up, we've had some technical difficulty today. It's been a little bit of a rough day for our technical. We've had some bugs. There's going to be more of that later. We're also not going to be able to show any user gallery the way we normally do because we've just had some major techie issues. Due to that, we currently don't have the landing page for Sweden and Denmark. I will get that up and running as fast as I can again next week, but this week, just so you know, if you're shopping from Sweden and Denmark, you can use the international page as a reference and then just find the yarns on the website directly. And of course, the code still works. The code works for all markets that Hobbii operates in. The landing page is only available for the US, the UK, well, US and Canada, the UK and the EU. So just letting you know. And unfortunately, it's not possible to combine HAPPY40 with any other discount codes or gift cards that you may have. So that's the final little disclaimer there. Alrighty. Because we're doing a special treat live for you today, we also have a little bit of an extra treat for you when it comes to giveaways. We have 4 giveaways today in total. The very first one we'll do in a few minutes is actually picked from our live shopping group. If you're not already a member, you can join us. It's called the Hobbii Live Shopping Community. It is a very fun place where we try to engage directly with you and you amongst yourselves and talk about all things live, but also talk about a few select topics. And this week, for the first time this year, I gave you a hashtag to post or to use to tag your posts so that you could participate on our giveaway. So that first giveaway will happen in a few minutes and you can win a gift card worth $50. And we're going to do 2 more giveaways throughout the stream from the chat where we will again pick a winner from the chat, and I'll make sure to let you know when it is time to do that. And you can win 2 more gift cards worth $50 each. So that's 3 gift cards, each worth $50. And finally, we've got a basket. And I will put this basket together throughout the stream, and at the very end we will find one lucky winner who will get that basket sent to them. Well, not the basket, but you know, the contents of the basket.
Oh my gosh, you're so crazy.
It's gonna go to you. Oh, you can't take me anywhere. Oh no. Like, this is what happens. Oh. Miles is asking if anyone's got tips for doing a temperature blanket. I have never made one, so anything I say, take it with a massive grain of salt, because it's, you know, like, haven't done it yet, not speaking from personal experience. I think there's a handful of things. One, be mindful of your own capabilities a little bit. Maybe don't make it a, like, king-sized blanket on the first go, unless you're very, very confident in your ability to do that many stitches a day. So maybe, find a manageable size, find a yarn that also kind of complements that size. Don't use a fingering weight yarn if you plan to make a 5-foot wide blanket, because that's just going to take you so long that in the long run it may be at some point exhausting you to the point where you stop. So I think those are 2 things I would keep in mind. And then, of course, just have fun with it. Use the resources that are out there. So many people have done them before. Also, maybe, actually, this is probably a good tip, also kind of maybe take a look at last year's temperatures for your area, because it'd be a shame if you use your favorite color and you say, oh, I want my favorite color to represent like the perfect, beautiful days where it's above 25 degrees Celsius, and then you have 2 of those a year, so you have 2 little rows with that. So, just also maybe actually research a little bit ahead of time what you might actually need. Like, you may not actually need a color for above 35 degrees Celsius if that's not a temperature that's realistic in your area. And then it'd be a shame if you're like really looking forward to using that specific blue and you've like hoarded it and then it just never gets used. So I think those are maybe some ideas. I think there's probably more people in the chat who have done many of them, because I know many of them have. Kim is saying, I've spent over 400 hours making a 5x9 blanket. It was a soothing task, but a lot of work. And Thais is saying, thinner yarns will automatically help you keep the size of the blanket more manageable. That also makes sense, of course. But yeah, I think just go at it with a very realistic perspective. And try to make it, especially on your first time. I think this goes for all first-time projects. Try to make it very manageable and in keeping with your normal capabilities, and also, how much time you have. You know best how much time you have a day to commit to this kind of project. All right, that was a very, very long, winded answer, especially considering I started it with, actually, I have no idea. So yeah, but if any of you have any tips for Miles, just pop them in the chat. Help each other out. Heidi's saying, I've now done six temperature blankets. I feel like we've shown some of them before, maybe.
There's more today.
And we've got more today. Yeah, that makes sense. Alrighty, how about we start talking about some yarn? And as I said, if you have any questions, pop them in the chat. I'm keeping an eye on it as it's running to try and make sure that nothing goes unanswered. The first few yarns I've got for you today are our delightful toucan, which is a beautiful chenille yarn and one of my big favorites. The other one I have for you is our beautiful kind feather, which is an acrylic yarn. And finally, I've got our rainbow cotton 8/4 for you, which is a 4-ply cotton. Let's start talking about toucan first. As I said, it's one of my big favorites. Matt, you put one of my favorite colors as well.
Yeah,
That's so nice of you. I'll show it to you up close and personal. So this is Toucan, which is a chenille yarn. It's made from 100% polyester. Chenille yarns have this very characteristic structure to them. You've got a thin thread on the inside that has these fibers sticking through it to all sides. So you get a thread that is fluffy in all directions equally. It has this lovely velvety surface. Super, super soft. Not the easiest to frog, and will sometimes fluff a little when you work with it. These types of yarns are very well suited for things like plushies. You can also use them to make various decorations. You can use them for clothing. You can use them for something like a blanket as well. It's easy to take care of because you can machine wash it at low to medium temperature, and it's nice and thick. However, chenille yarns are also not the most beginner-friendly yarns, as it can be a little bit harder to see your stitches. So especially if you're a beginner, finding your stitches again if you're crocheting with them can be a little bit tricky. On the other hand, again, it's always a little bit of a a plus and minus. On the other hand, the structure also kind of hides mistakes quite well. So, still, I would say if you're a complete beginner, maybe don't start with a chenille yarn. Work up to it maybe as your second, third, fourth project. But overall, fantastic yarn to use for all sorts of super soft projects. It's a nice bulky yarn. The recommended hook or needle size is somewhere in the realm of a 6 to 7 millimeters. If you're making things like amigurumi, so little plushies that you want to fill with stuffing, or stuff with filling, either way, fill with stuffing, maybe for Thanksgiving, rest of the year, I don't know. But if you want to stuff the finished project, might want to go down in your hook size to make sure that your stitches are nice and tight so that none of the filling will just push out through the stitches. So just check whatever the recommendation is in the pattern that you're using. Always just kind of put yourself in the headspace of what serves my project. Do I need really, really tight stitches and structure so that it also kind of has some, little bit of structure to it and kind of stands? For an amigurumi, for a plushie, that's what you might want. Go down in hook size. Do you want it to be really nice and soft and flowy? Do you want to make a garment out of this? I've made a vest out of this. It turned out great. I did it on a 10 millimeter hook because that's what worked well for it. Pauline is saying, what kind of clothes would a toucan cardigan be heavy? Not at all. It is very, very light. So one of these is 3.5 ounces or 100 grams and gives you 120 meters or 130 yards of material. It is polyester, so it is a very light yarn. Also, with the fibers here, there is a lot of air in between. So you get quite a lot of volume, but not a whole lot of bulk in terms of the material. So actually, I would say that a cardigan in toucan would probably be fairly lightweight. For the vests that I made, I want to say I used, for the larger size, which was for a 3-year-old child, I used maybe 3 balls of this, or 2.5. Probably closer to 3 because it also had it was a dinosaur vest. It had spikes and everything. So I used about 3 of these, and then for the smaller size, I used a little over 2. So those vests each would have weighed somewhere in the realm of 200 grams, 250 maybe. So not that heavy. Gina saying, I would love to see the vests. I know. I've promised many times that I'll ask for a picture. I keep forgetting. I gifted them to my friend's children, and the only pictures I have of the vests have the children in them, and I am, not permitted to just share the children on the internet. So
you could redact them.
No, I've been asked to not show the pictures.
Okay. So,
I mean, I could cut out the vest, but then you don't see anything because you don't see the back of it either.
Right.
So no. But yeah, so that means I will have to ask for a picture, essentially, of just the vests. I wish I'd taken them, but it was just because it was a Christmas gift and I finished it the night before, so I was quite in a rush to do it. I'm still sometimes finding some of the toucan fluff at my parents' place, which is very funny. Anyway, toucan, super fabulous yarn for all sorts of projects, and I've actually got some patterns that I wanted to show you to give you an idea. This first one is one that I'm a big fan of, and I remember one of you saying on the chat not that long ago that I think it was used for a friend's for a friend's bachelorette, if I remember correctly. This pattern is called Veggie Friends. It's available for free. It's a beginner or an intermediate level crochet pattern that you can check out, and it gives you all the patterns you need to make all of these different vegetables. And I seem to remember someone, like, it may have been on the German chat. If it's you, let me know in the chat if I remember correctly. But it was used as decorations for a bachelorette party where the theme was that their friend was off the market, which I thought was a really clever theme and really, really liked. So if you want to do something similar, the Veggie Friends are there for you. We do also have this adorable little plushie pattern. This is another intermediate crochet pattern, also available for free. It's called Gizmo Soft Toy. It's this sweet little French bulldog plushie that you can make, which I think looks absolutely adorable.
I like that it's cross-eyed.
A little bit, yeah.
But they also
I mean,
are.
I was going to say, is that a thing with French bulldogs? I don't know. I'm not too familiar with them. And finally, we have...
Did I just copy-paste Gizmo?
Oh. No, I did.
Oh.
It's the Rainbow Cloud pillow, actually, which is over there, so you can just hand me the pattern. And finally, we have this adorable crochet pattern. This is called the Rainbow Cloud pillow. It is, as you can see, a rainbow cloud. It has 2 legs and 2 arms to give very good hugs, or I like the idea of it sitting kind of judgmentally on a shelf like this. It looks so pleased with himself.
That's really good.
But this is the Rainbow Cloud pillow, a pattern that we also have available for free, and this one is beginner friendly. So these you can make out of toucan. I'm actually going to show this up close also to give you an idea, just because sometimes it's hard to imagine. So this is what it looks like on the skein, and as you can see, super fluffy, super soft, and here still very soft, but of course a lot of those fibers are also then held together by friction, and so the overall result is this lovely velvety surface. But once it's worked up, it usually doesn't fluff too badly. That happens mostly while you're using it. So these are just some ideas on what you can make with toucan. There is, of course, loads more out there, and the lovely yarn is now part of our selection today, which means you can save 40% on toucan with our code HAPPY40. Or if you want to make a bigger order, anything above $150, you can get 50% on toucan with our code HAPPY50. With that, let's move on to our next yarn. The next one I have for you is our beautiful Kind Feather. Kind Feather is a 100% acrylic yarn and is made from a very high quality acrylic. Here you've got this lovely thread with a very nice, slightly shiny surface. And very nice shining colors. The surface is super, super soft and sometimes kind of reminds me a little bit almost of mercerized cotton. It's not mercerized, of course, but it has a similar sheen to it. This is a DK or light worsted weight yarn. You would use a hook or needle size in the realm of 4 to 5, maybe 5.5 millimeters. This is also machine washable at low to medium temperature, so it's easy to take care of. And you got just a little over 250 yards on one of them, or 235 meters. The color palette has some of my favorite colors, this beautiful sage green being one of them. Has both some very nice pops of color and some nice, more muted shades as well. I think Matt's going to show them to you in a second. Oh yeah, there we are. There you can see our lovely, I was going to say toucan color palette. It's not toucan. It is Kind Feather. Where was I going with this? I forgot. But anyway,
Oh.
I was reading the chat, and I think I got just distracted by the chat going past, and also distracted by what you're doing, frankly. But
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You know, that's just.
I think I picked the German version of it.
Oh, were we showing the German codes? Well, I mean, the codes are the same, but it's still.
It's because it doesn't show here. Hold up.
Matt's fixing it. Matt is fixing things as we speak. I'm so sorry, everyone. It's been a long day.
You know what? Screw it. Okay, you go ahead. Do your thing.
But wait, it's not German. It's English.
No, I removed it.
Oh. Oh, was it the one? Oh.
It's that one, just in Happy 50.
Okay.
I know where it is. I just have to look for it.
That's fine. That's fine. This is Kind Feather. It is super soft. It is amazing. I highly recommend it. And the next yarn that we've got, maybe you want to go and take the yarns home with you. I want to do that every day, though. Do I? No. But is the temptation there? Yes. I actually have a few that I picked from the graveyard not that long ago that are sitting upstairs waiting for me to take them home. And I'm kind of like, I'm not allowed to, simply because I still have skeins that I ordered last year that I haven't even stored. They're still sitting on my sofa, essentially the way they arrived. Like, I took them out, I looked at them, I was delighted, and then I just left them there. Karen is saying the day's just starting for me. I mean, I guess that's the time difference, isn't it? Like, we are approaching 5:30 p.m. here in Copenhagen. Let's chat about cotton yarns, shall we? Because I've got rainbow cotton for you. We had rainbow cloud pillow just now, but now we've got rainbow cotton. This is rainbow cotton 8/4, which is a 4-ply cotton yarn. So if you've ever wondered about the names of these yarns, anytime you find a yarn on our website that has the name 8/4, so 8/4, or 8/6, or 8/8, that actually tells you the yarn weight in a slightly roundabout way. So 8/4 is a 4-ply cotton yarn, which translates roughly to a fingering or sock weight cotton yarn. And then we've got 8/6, which roughly translates to a sport, and then we've got 8/8, which roughly translates to a DK yarn. Not 100%, like it's not just, or no, like to a light worsted. No, I think it's, yeah, no, it's DK. That's the same, right? DK and light worsted.
Does it not say that?
Yes, I was correct. Nicole's asking, does the 150 need to be from today's list? No, as long as the cart hits 150, you get the 50% off. However, you cannot include any yarns in your cart that have a bulk discount. That is sadly a caveat with the discount code. It essentially cannot work as long as you have the bulk discount. So it needs to be $150 total. And then our selection gets, it essentially always tries to find like the best possible deal for you. And usually giving you the bulk discount on everything trumps giving you a little extra discount on 1 or 2 yarns if you have a lot of other yarns in your cart. I hope that makes sense. That kind of sadly goes along with the code not being compatible with any other discounts. A sales price is different. It's a little bit complicated, but basically, yes, you can fill your cart with other yarns. However, if those yarns added with what you're ordering gives you a better discount, then that's the discount it'll take. Marie is asking what happened to the giveaway from the Facebook group. We're getting to that once I'm done talking about Rainbow Cotton 8/4, which is going to take, we'll see how long it takes, honestly. Rainbow Cotton 8/4, like I said, is a fingering or sock weight yarn. It's a 4-ply cotton. You get just under 175 yards of material on one of these, so that's the yardage. And the recommended hook or needle size is in the realm of a 3.5 millimeter. So it's quite a fine yarn. Whoop, there we go. Now we are focused. This is sort of your best starting off point for a great all-round cotton yarn. If you're into trying out cotton yarns, 8/4 is a very, very common size that people like to work with for either clothing, for decorations, for homeware, for amigurumis or little plushies and other little figurines and toys. For pretty much anything you could imagine, cotton is always a good choice, and especially the 8/4 cotton, due to being a nice thin yarn weight, are just very, very versatile. It is also a lovely soft material. It's great on the skin, and it is super easy to take care of. This can be washed at high temperature. The recommendation is to not go above 40 degrees Celsius. However, as it is 100% cotton, you can wash it at higher temperatures without losing any of the softness of it. The colors may just fade a little bit faster. Wendy's saying, I've never used cotton for blankets. It's acrylic. Is it acrylic or cotton? So this is cotton, the yarn that I'm showing right now. One thing that I think is good to know about cotton, of course, is it tends to be a lot weightier than other materials. So if you're looking for something that's going to remain very lightweight, even if it's a large project, looking at something like acrylic or even polyester might be a better option. Cotton does tend to weigh a lot, especially if you make very large scale projects. And also, if you work this up quite tightly, you will get a very, very, very structured result. So you will end up getting something that's not super flowy. But of course, that you also control with how you control your gauge, of course. Oh, which would be best is what was Wendy's full question. That makes sense. So the full question was which would be best. And again, I think it depends. So cotton is something that a lot of people like to use due to it just being a natural fiber, which is lovely, due to it being something that's, especially in the summer, really nice on the skin. You don't get sweaty under it. However, the downside of it is the weight. For many people, or the fact that if you work it a bit too tightly, it'll end up being a little hard. If you'd rather want something that's super flowy and lighter, then acrylic is usually your best friend. You could also, of course, look into wool. So it really, really depends what exactly it is that you would prefer there. If you want to make a weighted blanket, go nuts on the cotton, I would say. And yeah, and it depends on the size of the blanket as well, right? If you're making like a little baby blanket, then the cotton's not going to add up that much for the weight. But of course, if you're making something that's going to go on if you're going to make something that's going to go on a king size bed, then things look a little bit differently. So that's kind of how I would make my choice when it comes to this. Lucy is saying cotton 8/4 makes lovely blankets, and Kathy is saying I love the 8/4 cotton. I'm very glad you do. This is rainbow cotton, and it is part of today's selection, so you get 40% off with our code HAPPY40. Or if you're placing an order above $150 or the equivalent to that in your local currency, then you're looking at 50% off with our code HAPPY50. In the beginning of the show, I promised you that we'd be doing 4 giveaways today, and we'll get to the first one in a second. But before we do that, I actually would like to start adding some yarns to our basket. This basket is what we're giving away at the very, very end of the show. And I've kind of had this idea today that I would like to make it a summer basket. So I would like to put a lot of summery shades in there. I'm going to start actually with the kind feather, because I think 2 skeins of kind feather just sounds like a really lovely idea. And Matt, I'm going to ask you to put that lovely bright yellow that was at the very top, the number 5, in 1 skein of that.
Once you have this coming up, there you go.
Yes. And I'm going to ask you to put the very nice bright pink in there as well.
The bright pink, that one?
That is the number 11. So we're going very, very colorful today because the sun is out and I want to send a little bit of that sunshine to all of you. So 2 skeins of kind feather are already in the basket. And then for the rainbow cotton, I figured to give you a little bit of choice, I'm going to put 4 skeins of this yarn in the basket. And Matt, I would like you to choose 4 nice summery pastels. So light colors, we're looking at light and friendly.
You want me to choose them?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I'll go with
some nice, friendly, summery shades. We're doing 4 skeins, 4 different colors, so yeah. 1 of each.
Cool.
And Matt is picking them and adding them to the basket that we're giving away at the very, very end. I know it's a little bit early maybe for summer, but because the weather was so lovely today, I genuinely kind of thought, why not kind of pass this along and put people in the mood to actually, just start on their summer crafts. I don't know, we'll see in a minute how much, or Easter egg colors, Dia says, actually that's a good point. This can double as a summer and spring basket, because let's not forget, before summer there is spring. So Matt is adding those colors into the basket as we speak. And what you need to do to win the basket, I will reveal at the very, very end of the show. So don't worry, you haven't missed a thing. We are going to do 3 more giveaways before that. Each giveaway today is a gift card worth $50. So there's loads of awesome prizes that you can look forward to getting. So Matt has now added 4 lovely summer pastels to the basket in our Rainbow Cotton 8/4. Claire is saying, trapped by the snow and ice still here, please send sunshine. I do hope that you are warm and cozy and safe, and we will send loads of sunshine your way. I will say it is also still Arctic cold here. It is so cold and so windy, and the wind makes it worse. And yesterday, walking home, I realized that because it was so cold, the snow that had fallen over the weekend had completely frozen over, and I was walking on solid ice, like down Frederikssundsvej.
Yeah.
The sidewalks were just this thick of just a layer of ice on the sidewalk.
It would be nice if the ice would melt.
Yeah. Yes, it would. Also, it would have been nice if the bus arrived when it said it would. That's a whole different story. Let's not get into a discussion of Copenhagen public transport letting me down. Let's instead turn to you guys, because over the weekend I went on our live shopping group. For those of you who haven't joined it yet, it's on Facebook. It's a Facebook group called the Hobbii Live Shopping Community, which is a lovely place where, like I said, we talk about the live stuff. I try to engage as much as I can, and we have a lovely time together. On that group, I asked people to share their hashtag 2026 craft goals. So to share what it is that they are looking forward to crafting this year. And I made it very clear because not everyone already has the yarn for it. It is totally okay to post a text post. It is totally okay to post a picture. So whatever your 2026 craft goals are, I just asked everyone to share. And here are some of the things that were shared as part of that. So you can say Mika here, whose goal is, I actually need to go a little bit closer because I have a hard time reading that, but whose goal is to make some more shawl patterns. We've got Matilda here, whose goal is to finish all the whips she's been avoiding. That is relatable, I would say. Same. Lexi's saying that her goal is to finish the 500 worry worms that were started a while back. Ooh, that is so many. Marie's plan is to learn how to knit after crocheting for about 5 years. That also sounds like a great plan. We've got Sarah, who is saying that it's to make something for herself with a few bowls of Sunbird. That also a very good goal, because I know it is very easy to fall into the trap of only ever crafting for others. So it is really, really lovely to occasionally also just make something because you feel like having a new piece of clothing or a new cozy blanket to hide under. We've got Kelly, whose goal is to use more of that, or to use some of that yarn. Also something I relate to. We've got Christy, whose goal is to use this beautiful Salt and Shadow. We've got Kelso, whose goal is to learn how to knit and make a mosaic blanket. That also sounds amazing. Then we've got Scrambo, and the goal is to design and make a... I'm not wearing my glasses, and I'm just now realizing that I'm having a very hard time reading this, Matt.
A Monster Hunter Christmas jumper, I think it is.
A Monster Hunter Christmas jumper. That sounds also dope. Then we've got Amber.
Sorry. Look at this first.
Amber, and the craft goal is to finish all whips. Well, good luck.
And make that shawl.
And make that shawl. And then then it happens. I mean, you've already reached your 2026 craft goal.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I haven't even started on mine. And then we've got Janice, whose goal it is to make a sweater, which also sounds like I think all of them sound great, of course, because craft goals are dope. And I hope that all of you actually also reach their craft goals, of course. Then we've got Marilena, who said to finish the temperature blanket that was started a year ago. So maybe you also have some tips on what to do. And then there's Shiloh, who is finishing a temperature blanket.
This is for this January.
Ooh, very nice colors. Really lovely. And then we've got Jenny, who is also working on her 2026 project. And Thais saying, who just found out she's pregnant with twins. Congratulations. Woo. Congrats. I hope everything goes very, very well. And so the craft goal is to make all the baby things. Well, the good news is they're quite small, so it's fine. But then also with twins, you're going to have to make double. So best of luck to you, and huge, huge, huge congratulations. So those are some of the craft goals that were shared in our live streaming group. Everyone who participated was added into our draw for our giveaway, and we've actually, normally we have a basket here to pull them manually. However, because it was quite a lot of people, and I also kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit, we're actually doing it differently today. We've made a little wheel of I was going to say Wheel of Fortune, but like a little wheel, a little carousel, kind of like what you know from the bingo. And so we're going to start spinning that now to find our winner. So let's start on the spinning now. And thank you to all of you who participated, of course. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you also enjoyed seeing everyone else's posts. And we've got our winner, and it's Erica! Erica Hagel, congratulations! You are our first group winner of this year. Thank you so much for sharing your 2026 craft goals. Thank you to all of you who did and all of you who joined in. And Erica, please get in touch with us. Send us an email to live@hobbii.com so that we can send you your gift card. It's a $50 gift card today. Congratulations, and thank you to all of you. For those of you who want to join, it is called the Hobbii live streaming community. If you look it up on Facebook, you'll be able to find it there. It's a very, very lovely place to get in touch with your like-minded craft enthusiasts. You will every week, not every week, we will do these giveaways monthly moving forward, and I'll announce the giveaway hashtag always on the weekend before the live stream. So you have 48 hours to take part in the giveaway. That is how it works, and I can see Erica's in the chat and is very excited. Woo! Congratulations. Let's talk some more about some more yarns, shall we? Because we've got loads more of them, and I've already used almost 40 minutes of your time today just getting through the intro. We'll have also 3 more giveaways today. We'll have 2 more gift cards, each worth $50 to give away. And of course, we will start adding more yarns to this little summer basket as the show goes on. The next yarn I actually want to talk to you about is this one. It is one of my great favorites. Pearly Haze is the name of this yarn. It is this gorgeous, gorgeous yarn made from a viscose tube that has merino wool blown into it. So you can see here you have this chainette little tube, and then the loose wool fibers are blown into it. On one hand, it gives you a very nice even texture because this this little tube holds everything together. On the other hand, you still get some nice fluff and gorgeous, gorgeous softness. The viscose has this very shiny, very, very smooth surface, which gives the whole thing a slightly pearly glow, thus the name. And it's a medium yarn weight that is equal to a worsted or Aran weight yarn with a recommended hook or needle size in the realm of 5 to 6.5 millimeters. One of these skeins has 120 yards of yarn, and this yarn is wonderful if you want to start working on some super soft clothes, if you want to work on anything from a top to a sweater. Because it has these nice pockets of air in the tube, it is both really nice and soft, but because it does have wool fibers, it will also create a very nice insulation on your skin. So you could make a t-shirt out of this, and in Danish summer where it's like 20-25 degrees Celsius, still very comfortably wear this, but you could also turn it into a nice winter sweater. It is so soft and so beautiful, and truly I think one of the most stunning yarns that we have. It is one of my every yarn is my favorite. I just really like yarn, but it is one of my big favorites. I've picked some patterns to show you what the yarn looks like used up, or to give you some ideas on what you can make with it. And so we're going to start with this first one, which is a beautiful intermediate crochet pattern. And this is actually, I don't want to jinx it, but this is one of the patterns that I have bookmarked for this year. So I wouldn't call it a craft goal necessarily, because I have a few more I want to do before. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about my craft goal. Mine is, I started a hexagon cardigan last year, so I think I've shown it a couple of times as well. I'm making it in our Yarn Happy place, and my goal for the year is to finish it. Just to have that one finished project that is a project that I'm making for myself, not as a gift to someone else. That is a slightly larger project than what I usually take on. That is then a functional thing that I'm also going to enjoy wearing. That is my craft goal. The other one is to finish the Suki slipover, which I started with Jaya last year, which only needs the last finishing touches. And we're currently trying to work out when we can actually finish that. So those are my craft goals, and then the water flow sweater, which is the name of this gorgeous sweater we just showed you, is one of the projects that I'm sort of considering for this year as a little maybe in the summer. We do have a few more beautiful patterns for you. This one is the berry sweater, and we do also have this pattern in a t-shirt version. Berry, like the strawberry or raspberry or whichever berry is your favorite. The berry sweater is a intermediate level knit pattern, and it is made using Pearly Haze in combination with your favorite mohair yarn, or you can of course use a non-mohair alternative like Alpaca Blaze here as well. It's a lovely striped design with these two gorgeous yarns. This is the berry sweater, an intermediate level knit pattern. And finally, we've got this super cute little set of a hat and some mittens. This is the Glow Check beanie and Glow Check mittens patterns. Both of these are intermediate level crochet patterns with this cute little checkered pattern, and I think especially the beanie just looks so cute. And again, this is one that I saw and immediately thought, I kind of feel like I have to make this for some of my friends' kids. Oh, Susanna is asking if this is easier to frog than Metallico. I would say it frogs about the same. I've not had massive problems with this. I will say with this yarn and other yarns like it, we've got Portobello coming up later. One thing that I've discovered is a little bit of a challenge for me is that I crochet very tightly. So I have very high tension when I crochet. And with these yarns, there isn't a whole lot of give. So if you make your stitches very, very tight, you're going to have a hard time on your next round or row trying to get into your own stitches again. So with these yarns, Davina is another one that falls under this category. We don't have that today, but for this one, I can tell you it is actually really, really nice to maybe up your hook size if you feel like your tension is a little bit too high, because it's much, much easier to just up your hook size than to try and like loosen how you crochet. And it's going to make crocheting with this yarn a lot easier. One thing, final thing I'm going to say about Pearly Haze is actually, one thing that's really cool about this yarn is all of the colors, so even the very dark shades, have the same base color, which is this pearly white or cream white. So the tube never changes its color. It is only the fibers inside the tube that change and give it an individual color. So even on the darker shades, you'll always have this shining through. So you always have that slightly more lighter color shining through, making this a great yarn for any kind of summery projects as well. So this is Pearly Haze. Josephine is saying, I think Pearly Haze frogs super easy. I also have not had any problems with it, except for the times where I just crocheted so tightly that I also gave up on it. So I think that's a little bit, yeah, that's a little bit different. Oh, and Lisa's saying that the nail colors match. That's true. Look at that. I have Pearly Haze nails today. Did not even do that on purpose. It would be really funny if I had, though.
I mean, I also picked that because I knew, of course, that your nails matched, right?
No, you did not.
I did.
You didn't even notice that I had a new nail color.
I'm sorry.
Did you?
No.
It would have been really funny if you were like, yeah, of course I noticed. Like, nope, you did not. Speaking of Portobello, which I already briefly mentioned before, Portobello is the next yarn that I have for you, and this is kind of a similar yarn in that you again have a base tube that is made out of cotton in this case, that is then filled with fibers, in this case acrylic and wool. So you've got this similar structure. I'm actually going to hold two skeins next to each other so you can see them side by side. So the darker blue, that's the Portobello, and the lighter, shinier one, that's the Pearly Haze. And of course, this is viscose with merino wool, this is cotton with some wool and acrylic, so it is very different, but overall the construction of the yarn is not dissimilar. With the Portobello, similarly to the Pearly Haze, the chain actually, the chainette or the little tube actually never changes its color. So even the darkest shades, in this case we have some black here for instance, will have the white poking through as well. You get 130 yards on one skein of Portobello. It is another medium, that is a worsted or Aran weight yarn, and the recommended hook or needle size is a 4 to 5.5 millimeters. The same tip I gave regarding the Pearly Haze applies to the Portobello as well. I would even say that it is even slightly more structured due to the cotton contents here. So this is a yarn that you could even turn into like a purse, a bag, or a backpack. We do in fact also have patterns for that. So it definitely can be quite sturdy if you work it up very tightly. It can also, of course, be used for anything from a nice sweater to a vest. We actually have a sweater here. Can you pass me? There should be a bright green sweater on the pile down there.
Bright green? Yeah, I see it.
Yes. Matt's gonna grab it for me. I can show it to you, so I can actually show you how the portobello looks like when it's worked up. So this is the Minu sweater, that is spelled M-I-N-U, and it is a advanced knit pattern that we have on the website. And here you can see how it looks worked up when you make a nice project with the portobello. You can also hold it up like so, so you can see the sweater. Oh yeah, and some of you are now working on our new cal, which also uses portobello. That is true. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Matt is showing you all the colors we have for this gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. And like I said, anything from nice clothing to outerwear to accessories is possible in this yarn. Also things like a little blanket or afghan, I think is the, or lapgan, I think is the word that we're using for the cal, which I think is really funny. So yeah, this is portobello, which is 40% off today if you use our code HAPPY40, or if you're making an order above $150, it's 50% off with our code HAPPY50. And we're moving from a yarn that has a little bit of wool to a yarn that is made from 100% wool, because the next yarn I have for you is Dream Color. Dream Color is a gorgeous 100% wool yarn. I will quickly preface this by saying that the skeins I have here in the studio are the older variety of Dream Color, so these colors do not match what is on our website anymore, sadly. But I am still waiting.
That one looks like the 16.
Well,
No,
yeah, but they were
close
all.
enough. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like the new colors were made to match the old ones, but they
Yeah.
are completely new colors from a different supplier, so they're not the same.
But there are many of the old colors that are not new too. You know, they weren't carried over to a new line.
Yeah, there were a few yarns
Yeah.
colors that were discontinued. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. A shame actually, because they had like a wider array before, but it's still good.
Yeah, but this is Dream Color, 100% wool with these gorgeous, gorgeous color changes. So as you can see here, all these colors blend super nicely into each other, and you get very, very beautiful, very gentle stripes. So you get a striped kind of gradient with very soft color changes. You get a total of 435 yards on one of these skeins, and it is a fingering or sock weight yarn, so nice and thin. Great yarn for nice sweaters, for nice accessories, for anything to keep you really, really, really cozy. Debbie is saying Dream Color is a very cool yarn and such large skeins. It is a very, very lovely yarn. It's another yarn that I have 2 skeins sitting at home which I had planned to turn into little scarves. Haven't done that yet. Adding that to the 2026 craft goals as well.
It looks a little grainy, right? It's like a little,
yeah, a little
grain.
bit. That's actually a really good way to describe it, Matt. Yeah, Matt's showing you here what the colors look like when knitted. And it does kind of, because of the way the colors are blended, it gives you that slightly, mixed, two-toned, but also kind of grainy texture. That's actually a really good description. Very, very lovely colors in Dream Color. Also, one of my favorite yarn labels.
Oh, yeah.
Matt's going to show that in a sec. This is the current yarn label. The ones I have in the studio have the old one, so. But this, I love this kind of iconography. I love this little stained glass window as an idea for what Dream Color also represents.
Yeah.
In terms of
dreams.
In terms of the yarn. So this is Dream Color, 100% wool.
It might actually be our most abstract label.
Our most abstract label. Yeah, I think probably it's probably one of them. It's probably up there. They're a handful. I mean, Tweet Delight, Tweet Dreams also has a really cool one because it has the kind of the deerstalker hat.
Now we gotta see it.
Has the Sherlock Holmes hat, which I think is a really cool idea as well for like a yarn that's called Tweet Dreams. Not in today's selection, just a cool label. But maybe on Thursday, Matt might do a little quiz on yarn labels.
That could be.
I mean, I'm putting you on the spot now, but you know.
Guess the label for this yarn.
Yeah.
And now you know dreams.
I've done that a lot.
Oh.
I've done that a lot in the past. So this is Dream Color. It's 40% off if you use our code HAPPY40, or on an order of $150 or more, it's 50% off with the code HAPPY50. Oh, Rhonda's asking, so if I get $150 worth yarns that are in this sale and then apply HAPPY50, yes, then it reduces to 75. So you don't need to reach 150 with the discount already applied. It's once 150 is reached, you can apply HAPPY50 and then get 50% off on today's yarns. Yes, that is how it works. I saw someone say that Dream Color is sadly a little bit too scratchy on their hands, which I will say, this is 100% wool. It is not a super scratchy wool, but it also isn't the softest. It's not a merino, it's just a pure sheep wool. If you are very sensitive, this yarn may not be the one for you, or it may be a yarn that you turn into something like a shawl or a vest or something that you would wear over your clothes rather than something that would lay directly on your skin. I think that's just good to know. We do, however, have the next yarn in our selection, which is a 100% merino yarn that I would then kind of recommend a little bit more. And the next yarn I have for you is called Merino Care. It is our beautiful 100% mercerized merino yarn. It is a lovely 100% merino quality with these really, really vibrant colors. Again, in terms of merino wool, I would say that this is slightly scratchier, or at least has a rougher surface than our extra fine merino does. So I would say if you're looking for the softest, go extra fine merino. If you are fine with a little bit of a rougher surface, then this is a great choice for you. I've turned this into a super cute beanie for a friend. She has had zero complaints and has really enjoyed wearing it. So I can definitely vouch for this being a nice yarn also to work up. And I can vouch for the colors looking stunning, because I have a lot of these at home now, because I started, well, on some Christmas presents and then finished the beanie for my friend.
And many of them are sold out, so...
There's quite a few colors already sold out because it's a relatively newly launched yarn, but I still wanted to have it on today to give you at least the option to get those that we still have at a discount right now. Olivia saying Merino Care is a lovely yarn. I also really, really love this yarn, so I second that opinion.
Label. Very abstract.
Matt, don't be like that.
This is not a joking matter.
Yeah, this is not a joking matter. We take yarn business very seriously here at Hobbii. You get 120 yards on one of these, and the recommended hook or needle size is a 4 to 5 millimeter. I found working this up with a 5 millimeter hook to be very, very comfortable for the beanie. Actually, if I were to make the beanie again, I would probably double strand it, just because for me personally, I felt like it was maybe a little bit thin. This is a sport weight yarn. No, it's a, why do I keep saying sport weight? It's a DK weight yarn, or light worsted weight yarn. But I just think, especially with crocheting, and I did a kind of ribbed pattern as well, it is, I think there's just a few gaps that were a little bit too big. So I think if I were to do it again, I would just double strand it. Oh, Lexi's asking if I'm all right. I'm really hot, but I'm wearing a very see-through top underneath this, and I think I can't take off the sweater.
It is
so
quite
sorry.
hot in here, yeah.
I'm a little bit overheated, if I'm being honest. Oh, could you get me some water?
Yes.
That'd be nice. Thanks, Matt.
I can also find a leaf. So
like a palm leaf. I was like,
yeah.
a leaf. What are you? I was picturing, like a individual, like
yeah.
this. I was picturing Matt fanning me with that. But thanks for asking. No, I'm doing all right. I'm just very hot in here. And I hadn't considered that when I picked out wearing a sweater today. That is how it happens. Stacey's asking, what is your softest yarn you all sell? Ooh. Oh. Okay. So I will preface this by saying that I'm not very sensitive when it comes to yarns, which means that I might not be the very best judge of this. If you're asking specifically wool yarns, let's assume you're asking specifically wool. In my mind, the softest we have is probably our extra fine merino with unicorn pretty much up on that. And I would say that it then goes to probably this. I haven't really tried the Bella Coco merino yet that much, so I can't really give any comment on that. So that would be kind of my, if I had to rank the merinos. If you're asking yarns overall, that becomes tougher because we have, for instance, alpaca silk, which is an alpaca silk blend. And so that is, of course, super nice and soft also because of the silk in it. We have some of our Regia and Schachenmeier yarns, which are silk, which have silk blends or also cashmere blends. But those, again, I haven't really worked with yet. So I can give you less of an insider's perspective. I would say if you're looking for the softest wool yarn we have, check out our extra fine merino. That's from the Friends line. So it's Hobbii Friends extra fine merino or unicorn. Those would be my two little. You need one of those little desk fans. We have talked about getting a fan for this studio actually at many occasions. The only issue we see is we would need to get one that is super quiet because we don't want any interference with the microphone so that you can hear me very well. But we're looking into it. We're looking into some options with the studio to make this a little bit better. What about a linen option? I've got a linen yarn coming up later, so you're in the right place. But first, let me quickly just tell you that you can get 40% off our merino care right now if you use the code HAPPY40. Or, of course, if you're placing an order above $150, 50% off with HAPPY50. This is merino care, and because it's a relatively new yarn, I also want to add it to our giveaway basket. Yes, it is a merino yarn, but one of the beautiful, beautiful things about wool in general, and merino especially, is that they are fantastic for pretty much all seasons because they can wick up moisture very, very well. So you can actually, they can actually wick up quite a lot of moisture before they feel wet. So that's a general thing that wool does, but merino wool especially is great for that, which means that if you wear it in the summer and you sweat, it's actually going to essentially dry you off, and as the sweat evaporates, cool you down in the process. A lot of really high quality hiking clothes are made out of merino wool. A lot of the hiking clothes that I really like wearing are, and also socks. It's also quite odor resistant, so if you wear it in the summer, you're not going to get super smelly. So this is a really, really lovely option for all seasons, and I want to add 2 skeins to our winning basket. And we've done so far a lot of these summer colors that are really nice and bright. Can we add the color 24? Because that is my favorite color that I have at home, and I really love it, and it is a nice green, and I think green goes for all seasons. And I would say yes, let's do 2 of the same color, because with this yarn, I think if you just have 1 skein, I don't know if you can like do a full project, and I don't want to force someone too much into color combinations. So we're doing 2 of the lovely green going into the winning basket. For those of you who may have joined late, we're giving away this basket at the end of the show. The colors in here are not representative of the actual winning colors, and we're making it a kind of summer and spring arrangement of colors to bring you a little bit of sunshine in these slightly colder, icy days. So that is going to come in there. Gator is asking, if placing an order, can you add other yarns that are not on today's list? Yes, you can. However, it can happen that our bulk discounts will interfere with the discount code. So the way it works is our checkout always tries to give you the best possible deal that you can get. If that is the live coupon, then that will be applied. However, any yarns that have a bulk discount otherwise will just not have that applied. And so there can be some interference. Just try what works best for you in terms of the order that you want to place, but just be aware that there are some technical limitations to the discount code that are sometimes a little hard to explain and easier to experience. We have one final yarn before we get to the next giveaway. Unfortunately, we don't have that yarn in the studio. It must have gotten lost in the move, so I can only show it to you on our website. So I'll very quickly do that. The yarn is called udon, like my second favorite type of Japanese noodle.
What's your favorite?
Ramen.
Makes sense.
That's very basic. It's a very basic answer. I'm sorry. I also I think I've had udon once at the airport in Tokyo on the day I was flying home.
It's a very, very thick yarn. I mean, this is a big one.
It is a very chunky yarn. This is probably one of the chunkiest yarns we have. It's a blend of 80% acrylic and 20% wool. And as you can see here, it is a single ply. So it is a very, very loosely untwisted or unspun thread. Gives you a lot of volume, gives you a lot of bounce, and gives you a really, really fluffy finished result. It is super bulky. The recommended hook or needle size is in the realm of 12 millimeter, and it comes in all these lovely colors, all of them slightly variegated and slightly variegated colors. Gina is saying, I have some udon. I don't know what to make with it. I think you could... I mean, it depends on how much you have. I know one of my colleagues made a really nice cardigan out of udon that was super nice, kind of very thick. She had it as kind of an office cardigan. We do have some patterns for scarf and beanie combo that I've actually also put on the live page today, so you can check it out there. We've got loads of these kinds of projects. I think I would use it for something like that. I think like something like a beanie would be really cute because it's just super nice and thick and chunky and also very fast to work that up. So yeah, maybe that's some idea on what you can make with it. And as I said, we sadly don't have it in the studio, so I can't spend too much time showing it to you. But just so you know, it is part of today's selection. You get roughly 100 yards on one of the skeins. They are about this big. They are face size. So just so you know, they're about face size. Really nice, chunky yarn. Debbie's saying, we need a gluten-free noodle yarn next. I'm like, you know that my brain, I'm easily distracted. For those of you who are watching for the first time, I am very easily distracted. I apologize for that. I'm just immediately, my brain went to, is gluten something that can, like, is gluten in yarn a problem that you might have when you are very sensitive to gluten? You know, like, I'm like, what's the cross-contamination level of what could happen with yarn production? So now my brain, like, part of me is here, part of me is talking to you, and another part is going down a rabbit hole right now on thinking about ways that yarn could become gluten contaminated. So, you know, that's how that goes. But yeah, like I said, we don't have udon here, but it is also part of today's selection. So 40% off with code HAPPY40 or 50% off with code HAPPY50 on orders of $150 or more. And with that, it is time for our second giveaway today. We are now picking our second giveaway winner for a gift card worth $50 or the equivalent to that in your local currency. And it is very easy to participate. All you've got to do is type hashtag Hobbii Live in the chat. Hashtag Hobbii Live, the way it is spelled up here, you pop that in the chat and then you are in our next round or in this round of our giveaway. It's for a $50 gift card. It's more than enough to type it once. Well, it's not more than enough. It's enough to type it once. It will not count you twice if you comment it twice. So hashtag Hobbii Live in the chat. That is, there's no wheat and sheep, says Debbie. I know, but that's why I'm thinking about cross-contamination. And then is wheat maybe used as a stabilizer in dyes? Is, you know, like is wheat something, because sometimes wheat gets used in places. Like for instance, like a lot of new sustainable plates and stuff that are biodegradable are actually held together by wheat gluten. So if you're celiac, that might be risk for contamination.
Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, which is an odd thing to also like not an odd thing to worry about. But I don't really have many people in my close life that are celiac. I have one, but still, I'm also not, you know, like what if like you wouldn't think to check if your yarn was safe, right?
For consumption.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean. See, Lucy is saying, I'm celiac, and now I'm like, now Lucy's probably freaking out and wondering, can I get cross-contaminated from my yarn? You probably can't. That's just me going off in a completely strange path in my thoughts. That's not something you need to actually be worried about, I don't think. We've got 20 seconds left to comment hashtag Hobbii Live if you haven't already. I also love that I saw Elvira, you just commented hashtag Hobbii Lobby, which I think is also very funny, but please comment again to make sure that you're actually on the giveaway as well. And we'll find our winner. I actually meant to use this time while the countdown was running to tell you about Matt and quiz time, which is happening on Thursday. It's Trivia Thursday here at Hobbii. So at the same time as when this started, on Thursday you can join him for a few rounds of fun quizzes and guessing games and win more gift cards and prizes and have a fun time and learn interesting things about yarn. And we have a winner with the best possible screen name. Congratulations, Yarn Thief! Yarn Thief, you are our second winner today. You'll receive a gift card worth $50. Please send us an email to live@hobbii.com at Yarn Thief with the coolest screen name. Congratulations, Yarn Thief. Very happy for you. Maybe don't, confess to your crimes in such a public way. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. This is just me being concerned. But still.
Maybe it's the power of the name that brought them the coupon.
Yeah, maybe it was the threat of theft that actually helped with this giveaway. So that would help. But at yarn_thief, congrats to you.
Yay.
Yay! And someone said, did my dog just win? Is your dog a yarn thief?
Oh.
I mean, I imagine that could be a problem. Alrighty. Let's talk about some more yarns because we've got a few more coming up, and these next few are a few of our summery ones. We've got, first up, our summer sock wool, and then we've got Fio, and then we've got our third option, which is Olivin, which we sadly also do not have in the studio, but I'll still show you the ones that we've got here. Let's start with the summer sock wool. Again, in preparation for summer, I thought it'd be nice to bring this yarn to your attention. This is our summer sock yarn. It is, as the name might suggest, a sock weight yarn or fingering weight yarn, and this is a cotton-based sock yarn. So you've got a blend of 58% cotton, 38% polyamide, and 4% polyester. One skein gives you just over 215 yards, and we recommend that you work this up with a 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter hook or needle. This yarn is perfect for those of you who are looking for a nice sock option for the really, really hot months of the year. You can, of course, use this yarn for other things. You can use it for anything from clothing to little accessories. I was thinking of scarves again. Sorry, I'm thinking about scarves again.
Is that a thing?
Well, no, like, do you know, and we're off on a tangent. Do you know Can't Hug Every Cat?
No?
It's one of those old, like, where a woman uploaded this video on, like, eHarmony, and she goes off on a tangent about how she keeps thinking about cats, and then someone took it and turned it into, like, an auto-tuned song. And every few minutes, she just goes, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about cats again. And so I was like, oh, I'm thinking about scarves again.
You were stimming.
That is where my brain went immediately, you know? I also love that someone commented on Yarn Thief and just said, well, I guess crime does pay. This is, like I said, a great alternative for all sorts of, a great idea for not just socks, but all sorts of summery accessories, and also a great alternative for those of you who are maybe sensitive to wool or you're not using it for other reasons. 2 of these skeins should make a pair of socks up to sort of a 8.5 size, but if you want to make them slightly bigger, just add 3 and you're in business. The color palette is slightly more limited, but has some lovely, again, summery pops of color right there. And it is easy to take care of, machine washable at low temperature. Matt's showing you what it looks like when it is knitted up. And Cynthia's saying, you need to market a yarn named Tangent. I would love the idea of doing sort of a yarn collection based on live shopping, maybe based on, your input on what you would like, and then have like one of the colors be called like Sudden Tangent or something like that. That could actually be really funny, I think. Audrey's asking if there is a list of all the yarns on sale. Yes, there is. So we have a landing page that has all of the yarns listed. To get to that landing page, you can actually just click the link that is linked both in the video description on Facebook and in the chat. So it's pinned in the chat, so it should be a pinned comment. You should also, after the stream, actually get a message that has a link to that page, and there you can find all of them. This week, due to some technical glitches, we've had a few problems setting up this stream. We only have this page if you're in the US/Canada, if you're in the UK, or if you're in the EU. If you're shopping from Sweden or Denmark, sadly the page is not online today. It will be again next week. But Audrey, I hope that you can find your way to that page easily. Our summer sock yarn. is, as I said, a great option for socks for the hotter seasons. And that is why I think our prize basket, since it's summer themed, should have some skeins. I'm going to add 3, simply because I think if you're making them slightly bigger, it'd be nice to have the option to, you know, go up in the size, because I don't know what size your feet are. So, Matt, what color should we put in the basket? We'll put 3 of the same, of course.
I think the most beachy. No, actually, you know what? I like this one.
Ah.
That reminds me of watermelon or something, you know?
Well, it's called papaya and melon, so that makes
There you
sense
go.
why it is that. So 3 of that will go into our little prize basket that we're assembling, which now has 2 kind feathers, 4 of the rainbow cotton. It has 2 of our beautiful merino, and now 3 of the summer sock yarn. And don't worry, we're adding more yarns to it very, very soon. The next yarn I have for you is Fio, which is this gorgeous yarn. It is a 70% cotton, 30% polyester blend, and this is a nice multi-toned yarn. So as you can see, each of the individual threads is one color, giving you this very fun kind of print color. You get 164 yards on one of these skeins, and it is a fingering or sock weight yarn again, so perfect for those thinner, slightly breezier is the word I think I was looking for, summer creations. Recommended hook or needle size is in the realm of a 3 to 4 millimeter, and you can machine wash this at low to medium temperature. We've just added new colors in Fio, so there's a few more color options to choose from now. Matt is showing you the palette here. As you can see, again, it is quite a lovely, again, quite summery, easy breezy collection, and all of these lovely colors are now available. Linda's asking, but can Sweden use Happy 40 and 50? Yes, it is just the landing page that's not available this week. But yes, Happy 40 and Happy 50 can be used from anywhere that Hobbii shops to.
And good little tip, you can always go to the com landing page and then just go to the yarn you want and then make it SE in the top.
Exactly.
Instead of com.
Jax has a fantastic idea, Matt. All the other live shopping yarn colors should be named after movies that you have not seen.
That's a lot of colors we need then, because
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, there's also a lot of movies that you have seen. Like, you saw the most recent Avatar movie, I didn't.
Yeah, that's the most important movie to have seen.
That is the most important movie to have seen. If you've seen that movie, you've seen all movies.
But I did rate, I went on IMDb and I rated The Princess Bride because I saw it through Reels. So I was like, I know exactly what to rate it.
No.
And I gave it like a little bit of like a 7.5.
Matt, I'm going to punch you.
I might be rage baiting you. I'm sorry.
I figured you were, but don't.
I'm just saying, so there's no
So
there's no violence.
Where's the stake?
No.
You know, like.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry.
You're getting
Okay, stop.
rated The Princess Bride because I've basically seen it because I've seen the memes. This is what I deal with. This is also why the show's already gone on for 1 hour and 15 minutes. It's hard to stay professional with someone like you in the room, Matt.
I'm sorry, yeah.
No, I'm joking.
It's my bad.
I appreciate you being here. There used to be a Yarn of Bingo lines. Yes, there used to be a Yarn of Bingo lines. It was a limited edition or like a short-term edition, but it was a really fun project. This was before my time, so there was never a yarn for me.
You seem like a nice person. I'd hate to kill you.
That is actually a quote from The Princess Bride.
You didn't say it back, the line back, like we had to.
You seem like a nice person. I'd hate to kill you too.
Oh, you hate to be killed.
I'd hate to be killed. Yeah, that is true.
Who's the expert? I can rate.
Why are you smiling? Ha! See,
yeah,
because you're not left-handed.
I didn't see that reel. I didn't see it.
Alrighty, Fio. Let's talk about yarn. None of you are here to have the hour of movie talks with Matt and Louisa. Although, Hobbii movies, pitching it now. On like one Friday a month or something, we'll just do like a chat about like pop culture and movies.
It would be great.
It's like, Matt, you should do a live reaction to Heated Rivalry.
Yeah,
I think your perspective is what's still needed.
It's needed in the conversation.
All right, Fio, gorgeous summer yarn, very pretty. 2 skeins go in the gift basket. And I would say we haven't really done a whole lot of neutrals yet.
Okay.
And Fio has this really nice kind of cream gray color. It's light, easy breezy. Let's do, or should we do something more colorful? I feel like the whole idea.
The sand. The sand
okay,
idea.
Matt likes sandy beach because who doesn't want to be on a sandy beach? So we're doing 2 in the basket.
Yeah.
The next yarn we have for you, and I said earlier we do have a linen, is Olivin. And sadly, I don't have Olivin in the studio with me. So we're going to show it to you on the screen. It is a 50-50 linen and cotton blend. It is a lovely yarn. It does soften up as you work with it, but you will at first feel that there is linen in it. So it will have that slightly rougher characteristic of linen. I would love that. I love that. I love the idea of just us sitting here with like five people watching and just forcing you to watch movies.
The film club.
The film club, the Hobbii film club. We have a colleague who tried to get the idea started of all of us getting together during our lunch break and watching the Twilight movies. It sadly never quite took off, but she tried.
I really wanted to.
Yeah.
It sounded cool.
Have you watched them?
Most of the first one. But I think I laughed too hard at the scene where he starts running with her on his back.
Yeah.
That was a funny one.
The hold on tight spider monkey.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
Let's talk about Olivin. It is a lovely, like I said, 50-50 cotton and linen blend. You get just over 135 yards on one of those skeins, and it is a sport weight yarn with a recommended hook or needle size in the realm of a 3.5 to 4.5. It is a super cool blend. As you can see, it's always slightly two-toned, so you have the both two qualities or two materials, and then slight two-colored variety to it. We all start spitting back random quotes. Yeah.
Giette wants to know. Her husband wants to know if we are recognized ever. Have
Oh,
you ever recognized?
no, I have never been. Well, no, not in person. Never out and about. However, I went to celebrate Midsummer last year with a former colleague, so also someone who used to work at Hobbii, actually. And we went to celebrate Midsummer, and her mother was also there, and we took a big selfie of the whole group at the table, and she apparently sent that into some group chats that she was in with then her friends. And one of them immediately replied and was like, "Is the girl next to you Louisa from Hobbii?" Because apparently it was a viewer. And that was really funny because she then turned to me and was like, "Who are you? Why does my friend recognize you?"
Yeah.
So that was really, really funny. Yeah. And Teddy is adding into, like I said, that Olivin, when you at first feel it, does have that characteristic kind of slightly rougher or slightly more structured feel of linen, but it does soften as you work with it, and then as you wear it and wash it, it'll become the perfect summer companion. And we do actually have some lovely patterns for it that I want to share with you. This first one, a gorgeous intermediate level knit pattern for a very lovely kind of Scandi style simple summer top. This is the Forget Me Not top, which you can make in sizes small to XXL. A very, very nice soft summer top. Perfect. I would say that's a good office top as well, like a nice kind of office top. Next up, we've got this gorgeous pattern, and I actually just realized that that is a pattern that I think we have upstairs, so I could have probably brought it down to show in person. This is the Morning Mist cardigan. So like the morning mist that Mr. Darcy walked through to get to the Bennet's house. Did you watch Pride and Prejudice in any variation?
I didn't even know what it was.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's fine. But Morning Mist is the name of the cardigan. It is a beginner-friendly crochet pattern available in sizes extra small to 5XL.
You tell yourself it's fine so you don't crash out for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't now get into the whole like, oh, let's talk about Pride and Prejudice next. We don't have time for that. And finally, this is the Daila top, spelled D-A-I-L-A, a beautiful top with this cute pattern. It's another intermediate level crochet pattern, available in sizes extra small to 2XL. All of the patterns I'm showing you today are free on our website, by the way. So all of them are available for free, and they're also all linked on the landing page that you can get to. You will get a follow-up message when you comment on Facebook. On YouTube, it's linked both in the description, I believe, and in the chat. So you can find our landing page there. with that, we have made it to our next giveaway. We are now giving away our second gift card worth, no, our third gift card worth $50. So once again, I'm going to ask you to comment in the chat our secret code phrase, #HobbieLive. Can't believe I'm still pointing in the wrong direction. You would think I would have gotten used to it by now. There you go, #HobbieLive in the chat right now for your chance to win a gift card. I feel like my voice is starting to get really scratchy.
Horse.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, it's like I swallowed a pony. My voice is a bit hoarse.
Well, you should also have made the noise, the sound effect.
Yeah.
You should have been the horse.
I was afraid that there would be another tangent incoming if I did that, so...
Well, we are...
Trying to keep it together here, Matt. Trying to be a professional for the people. If you've joined us just now, today is a special live, so we've got both Happy 40 and Happy 50 going for you. That is 40% off our 14 selected yarns, or 50% off if you're shopping for more than $150. So if you're going to splurge, today's the day to do it. And we have 3 more amazing yarns coming up as part of our selection toward the end. And... Does your sweater say "Okay, danke, tschüss"? Yes, it does. It's actually "Okay, danke, tschüss" is a German band that I really like, and I saw them live in Hamburg in November, and they were amazing. It also says Einhorn Gang at the back.
Woo! That's so cool.
Hang on, can you
Great.
see? Can you see? There. Which means Unicorn Gang. Yeah, they're a really cool like German band that do like really, really fun kind of poppy, feel good songs.
Come on, Charlie.
We're going to Candy Mountain. Candy Mountain, Charlie. Shun the non-believers.
Now I started like a new stim for you.
Yes, you have. Thank you very much for that, Matt.
But
But yeah, they're a really, really great band. So yeah, it says "Okay, danke, tschüss," which is their name. But I think it's also a really cute
Thank you very much.
sweater.
Okay, thank you.
No, it's "Okay, danke, tschüss" is like, okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like in that, like that's
Right.
kind of the okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah.
It's apparently like it's there. Like I read somewhere that apparently it's because like one of the band members, whenever they messed up in practice, would just like mess up and then just go, okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Our winner is Matt. Matthias, is that you?
Yeah.
Be honest.
We had the same.
Be
person.
honest,
Yeah.
Matt. Are you playing for this giveaway?
That is me.
Matt.
I'm Matt. I'm like Batman.
Matt, congratulations. Please get in touch with us at live@hobbii.com for your prize. Congrats. That's the email address. Matt's putting it up for you. The other Matt is putting it here for you. Matt, congratulations. Woo.
Matt, also a frequent winner of the quiz on Thursday.
The quiz on Thursday that you can join to win even funner prizes, unless Matt gets there first. Oh yeah, people were asking about 250 people watching and then more than 300 people participating. We are streaming live on both Facebook and YouTube and Instagram right now. So it counts both YouTube and Facebook chat. So therefore, people can participate from there as well.
There is no conspiracy theory here.
Yeah, there's no conspiracy theory. It's just that we're streaming on multiple platforms. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Instagram. Hi, Barbie. Let's chat about the last 3 yarns, which are all cakes. We've got our beautiful, this is Azalea. Yes, we've got Azalea, we've got Sultan, and we've got Fruta. I mean, Fruta is a little bit different than the other 2, but I've grouped them all together. Let's kick off with Azalea. Azalea is a blend of 52% cotton and 48% acrylic. And each of these cakes, so both the Azalea and the Sultan, runs you just over 875 yards. And this is a lovely sport weight yarn. Recommended hook or needle size is 2.5 to 3.5 millimeters. And you can... you should hand wash this actually. I would have assumed it was machine washable, but it's not. That's Azalea. As you can see here, these I was going to say bobbles because that's the German word. Fun fact, if you're ever, maybe you could add that to a quiz sometime. The German word for a cake yarn is bobbel, which I think is a very fun word to say. But each of these cakes is made up of 4 threads. So these 4 threads make up the main thread of the yarn. And as you can see here, they are loosely sitting next to each other, so they're not twisted together. This makes the texture of this really, really nice and fluffy and flowy, giving you a really nice drape when you work it up. Yarns like Azalea are excellent for projects such as shawls or something like tunics, blouses, shirts, etc. This is Azalea, and then the other one we have for you is Sultan, which is very similar, has a similar yardage of just around 175 yards, but this is made from 100% cotton. So depending on what your preference is here, both of them are equally suited for the same types of patterns as well, and both of them are just really, really fun to work with if you like something that's really airy and breezy and really nice and soft. So Sultan, 100% cotton, Azalea, 52 cotton, 48 acrylic. Other than that, very similar in construction because they're both set up in such a way where one of these 4 threads will change color, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, and that way you get a very lovely, very soft gradient where the colors just kind of blend into each other beautifully. Matt's showing you the color palette that we have for Azalea, and then afterwards the one that we have for Sultan. I do feel like my throat's kind of closing up a little bit. I'm like, there must be some like probably dust in the air or something.
Yeah, we are in a very dust-heavy area.
Yeah, for now, that might change.
Ooh.
We're hoping that we might get to move the studio somewhere else. We'll keep you posted on how that's going to go, but we're hoping for a different place in the building so it's not so hot anymore either, and we might actually be able to actually even open a window, which would be amazing.
Yeah, incredible.
Ruth is saying it makes amazing flowy skirts too. That's another beautiful project. We do actually have 2 patterns that you can use to make, that you can use these yarns to make. One of them is technically written for Sultan, the other is technically written for Azalea, but as they have the same yardage and almost the exact same weight, you can also use them quite interchangeably. The first one is this beautiful crochet pattern. It's beginner friendly and it's called the Aurora scarf, and it is this lovely scarf. Again, the gradient pops very nicely. You only need 1 cake to make it, and it's a beginner friendly project, so great if you want to start using cakes like that. And then we have the second pattern, which is the Classical Attitudes shawl, a nice triangular shawl, another beginner-friendly crochet pattern. And again, you only need 1 to make it. So 1 cake gives you 1 shawl or 1 scarf, which is the lovely thing. Nan is very excited about the new studio. Nothing is 100% certain yet, but we're pushing for it and we're hoping for it, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that we will in fact be streaming from a different room at some point in the future, hopefully. So we've had kind of it might happen. So fingers crossed and toes and everything else you might be able to cross. I would say to, inspire for the summer months, I want to add 1 cake to the basket. And because Sultan has the slightly bigger color palette, I would say let's pick a Sultan. Also, I feel like Sultan overall has these really nice summer colors. So let's take a look, and I would do something that's very multicolored because I feel like that's great for the summer. I actually, if you go slightly further back up, Matt, I actually like the 43 a lot because I think those are like the perfect colors for summer.
It's very summery.
This is very summery. One of those goes in the winning basket that we're giving away in just a few minutes because I only have 1 more yarn to talk about, and then we've got the final giveaway of the night. Debbie's saying, so fun to have a window so we can see Copenhagen. I mean, you'd be seeing the office parking lot. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not the greatest view from any... Well, the rooftop terrace actually has really nice views. The rooftop terrace, you can have a really nice view far and wide across Copenhagen.
You could take a photo from there and then show it here at some point.
Yeah, if I remember to, I'll go up in the maybe tomorrow and take a picture so then we can show it. We've got 1 final yarn tonight for you, and it is Fruta. Fruta is another 100% cotton yarn. But where Sultan is a fingering or sock weight, Fruta is a little bit weightier. This is a worsted or Aran weight yarn. You also, where you get a really lovely soft gradient with both Sultan and Azalea, get a more print colored yarn here. It's not quite stripes because there are just sometimes speckles of color as well. So it is just this really lovely kind of wild, very artsy print. The colors are some of my favorites that we have in just the entire Hobbii family. I think Fruta is amongst the yarns that for me has kind of the most just charming and fun and vibrant colors. Maybe you can show some swatches so that people can see what it looks like. What I'm talking about when I say that is kind of more of a print yarn with sometimes just some speckles. This is what Fruta looks like when worked up. It's 100% of a very lovely soft Pima cotton. And despite being a worsted or Aran weight yarn, it is actually not super stiff. So where, as I've said with Portobello, as I've said with our friends cotton can get a little bit stiff, a little bit structured when you work it up. Fruta will drape very, very nicely despite being a fairly thick cotton yarn. So it's excellent for things that you want to be a little bit flowier. Another yarn that you can make great shawls with, for instance, or tunics or shirts. So a very, very pretty yarn, very, very soft, and just a gorgeous, gorgeous color as well.
Very summery.
Very summery. One of those yarns that I think just puts everyone in a good mood. Also, very decorative. I mean, just imagine these sitting on your shelf. They'll just look gorgeous.
They do.
I can see a lot of people are excited saying about Fruta. I can see Daya saying, I made some placemats and napkins out of mine. A lot of people are talking about how much they love Fruta. It is a gorgeous yarn. I highly recommend it. It's cotton. We do recommend that you machine wash it cold just to preserve the colors as best as possible. You get just under 230 yards on one of these skeins. Recommended hook or needle size is a 4 to 5 millimeter. So that is Fruta. And I do think as the final addition to our giveaway basket, we should add 2 Frutas to the basket. And I feel like we've got some greens in here now. We've got some yellows. What I think we're lacking a little bit is kind of oranges, actually. We don't have a whole lot of bright orange in there yet. So maybe should we add...
There is no orange here, really, is there?
The number 3?
Yeah, I mean,
which has some nice bright oranges. So let's do one of that.
It's like a sunset.
Yeah, it's a little bit like a sunset. Let's do one of the number 3. And then go down again. Down, down, down. We'll do one of the number 14. So we get a sunset and a sunrise.
I see it. I love it.
So these 2 Frutas are jumping in the basket as well. Fruta is 40% off today with our code HAPPY40. That code is valid 24 hours. I lied. From when we started the show. So you've got about 22 and a half hours left on it. And if your order total surpasses $150, you can actually use the code HAPPY50 and grab yourself 50% off on the yarns in our selection. Cynthia's saying, obviously a lot happened after I left the room. Yeah, I mean, I think, well, I don't know when you left the room, so. But probably. What happened to PayPal as a checkout method? Should still be there. It may ask you to click checkout as guest for some reason, and then it'll show up. I know that used to be an issue. Maybe that's back. So it could be that that's the problem. But yeah, just otherwise it should work normally. So this was the final yarn in our selection, and that means that this basket is now ready to find its new intended owner. So I am going to ask you for the last time today to type our secret giveaway code in the chat, and it is #giveaway. You thought it was #HobbieLive? You thunk wrong. It's #giveaway. Type it in the chat now to join our draw to win this lovely summer arrangement of yarns. While we do that, let me run through all the yarns we had for you today one more time. We started off with our lovely... Well, actually, what did we start off with? We started off with Toucan, our lovely chenille yarn, followed by our super soft Kind Feather 100% acrylic yarn. Went on to our Rainbow Cotton 8-4. So a lovely different materials, different vibes of yarns. All of them, I would say, quite suitable sort of standard yarns for their category. We had Pearly Haze, one of my personal favorites, in Portobello. We have Dream Color, Merino Care, and Udon. We then moved on to the summer yarns. We had our summer sock yarn, Fio, Olivin, and finally we had 3 different cakes for you. We had Azalea, we had Fruta, and we had Sultan. All of those 14 yarns are part of our live selection, so all of them, Happy 40 and Happy 50, apply to. You've got 22 and a half hours left to shop if you want to grab any of these at the discount while you can. And on Thursday, if you want to win some more prizes, if this is not enough for you, if you're now in the mood, join the lovely Matthias for our live quiz time, where he'll test your knowledge on all things yarn, and it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
There'll be some shenanigans, less tangents than this. Matt and I are usually more focused when we're working solo. I think it's the second you put us together that things go off the rails, honestly. But it's going to be a great time. So if you want to join him there, it's on Thursday at 5 p.m. CET, which is our local time. So same time as this stream. Final chance to enter hashtag giveaway right now if you want to be part of this beautiful basket finding its intended home. And let's see who our lucky winner is. Oh, we're just over 400.
Could it be Yarn Thief again?
If it's Yarn Thief again, I feel like...
Stealing the yarn?
Then it's like,
Then there's something wrong.
Yeah, then I think that name is a little bit too suspicious, if you know what I mean. It's like, I can't believe we had someone win today called Yarn Thief, and then we had someone named Matt. It's not. It's Janelle. Janelle Wise. Congratulations. You are our winner. I hope you look forward to getting this gorgeous basket sent to you. Janelle, I have one task for you, and that is send us an email to live@hobbii.com. And to make this super easy and speedy, please include your full address as well as your phone number in that email so that we can just send your basket your way immediately. That would be amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you again next week. Matt will see you on Thursday. And until then, I hope that you stay sunny and not too cold and not too icy and not too frozen. And I hope that you have a lovely rest of your week.
Okay.
And then we're saying, okay, danke, tschüss. Okay, thanks. Bye.